People now cross the street and step off the pavement when you come along, even if you have a mask on. It seems to be particularly true of builders. Everybody steps out of the way. I don't know why. Maybe it's because they feel we're dirty or something, but or more dirty than everybody else. But the pandemic has encouraged that sense of other people are diseased, maybe, or sort of dirty, and that sort of general sense of stay away from people, avoid people as much as possible, seems to be a growing phenomenon. Working in people's houses, they've been pretty much okay about social distancing and working out, a way for everybody to be happy. Socially, I think, like everybody else, I miss all my usual activities, going to a football game, going to the pictures, generally having a pint here and there, cafe. Like everybody else, I wish it was all done and dusted. I work in, I suppose you could say, mainly middle-class people's homes. It's very clear they have a different experience of the pandemic. They may be a bit frustrated. They don't all live in mansions, but nonetheless, it keeps them sort of busy and occupied, and they take a break and go for walks and, go to get sourdough bread wherever, and etc. That's the life for them. But for many other people on furlough and reduced and restricted money, it's not quite like that. I guess there is a two-tier system that has evolved, or further evolved with the pandemic, and made more clear the reality of what life is like for many people. People who work in construction and people who work in all the sort of ancillary services, deliveries, fast food restaurants, whatever, have managed to stay open. All those people have been pretty much sort of ignored in the value chain of who's kind of, helping to deal with the pandemic. I know nurses and doctors are very much on the front line, but without the rest of all those people, we wouldn't have society functioning at all. In some of the local estates where I live, if people come out and gather to play football in the playgrounds and stuff like the kids always do, then the police are shooing them away. Clissold Park, where I live quite close to, on any fine day in the last year, you'll find it's kind of absolutely rammed with people, and nobody's bothering anybody, the police or anything else. And I'm aware that they don't take quite the same approach in different areas. So there is a differential in relation to the experience of the pandemic. Well, I think, again, it depends on your particular position in society. I see lots of, I suppose, more middle-class people who obviously, professionals who would normally be working maybe 10 hours a day and might have very little relationship with their kids, and their nannies and so forth do most of the heavy lifting in relation to rearing the kids. But they're home with them, and many of them say, it's been great, notwithstanding whatever frustrations they may feel about their careers. But for other people, it's not quite like that. If you're on very small money, living at home and worried about trying to make mortgages and make food bills and electric bills and all those things, then it's not quite as nice to sit at home and look out the windows. You can't afford to spend very much money, and your relationship to work is quite different. Yeah? It's a place you go to make money rather than a career or sort of some great enjoyment from it, like many professional middle class people get. And that whole strata of society are struggling in a way that perhaps the commentators don't pick up on very much. And frustrations and no doubt problems with family life are maybe more severe than they are amongst people who have a lot more space and a lot more time and a lot more savings and a lot more networks to call upon.